Hey there, everyone. Welcome to Hong Kong. I am on my way back from India. I was a guest of Mahindra Electric, so thank you to everyone at Mahindra Electric for making me and Brandon feel really, really welcome. We had a great time. We filmed lots of fun things. We got to see the Mahindra Trio built on the production line. We got to see the Mahindra E20 Plus being built. We got to interview Mahindra Electric CEO about the future of electric vehicles in India. It's all really cool, really exciting. That's going to be coming in the next couple of days. Apologies if I look a little bit bedraggled. I've already been on one plane today. We left India very, very early in the morning. It is now coming up to 11 o'clock on Friday, local time in Hong Kong, and we're just about to get on a flight to LAX. But while I've been sitting here setting up the Transport Evolved story, we noticed, we got a tweet from Tesla CEO Elon Musk, and it lists some changes to the Tesla vehicle lineup. And kind of the headline news, really, for anybody in the United States is that customers in the United States can now finally lease a Tesla Model 3. Tesla is going to offer a choice of 10,000, 12,000 or 15,000 mile leases. And Tesla says beginning today, customers in the US will be able to lease a Model 3 for a small down payment and competitive monthly payments. Now, I don't have the full details of this yet. Obviously, this will happen later on in the process. But it's really a very big piece of news, because right up to this point, if you wanted a Tesla Model 3, you not only had to commit to going through the process of financing, but if you weren't able to get a test drive, and some people were able to get test drives, some people decided not to, you had to go through that even sometimes before you even decided to buy the car. But now with the leasing program, it makes it a little bit easier for those who are unsure to get behind the wheel. They know that even, they can lease for 2 or 3 years and then they can hand the car back, or they can upgrade to a Model Y. It's great news as well for those who are waiting for Model Y, because it means you can get into a Tesla Model 3 today. You can lease it for 1, 2, 3 years, and then you can upgrade to a Model Y when Model Y comes out, which gives you that other option down the line. Now, off the back of yesterday's video, we had Kay Wharton-Elliott talking about how frustrated she was buying an electric car in the state of Washington. A lot of you said, why didn't you get a Model S, a Model 3? And I'm going to leave Kate to respond to those. She has been responding to some of them in the comments section. But it's very interesting to see that Tesla is now opening up for competitive leasing in the United States, which puts it in the same leasing arrangement setup as all of the other automakers out there who are making and selling electric cars, regardless of how easy it is or not to get hold of them. Some other interesting tweaks to the news today from Tesla is Tesla says it's doing these changes to make things simpler, to make Autopilot more affordable, and basically to make it easier for folks to understand when they're buying a car exactly what they are buying. Now, all Tesla vehicles, says Tesla, will now come with Autopilot bundled as a standard feature for less than the prior cost of the option. That's huge news. So previously, if you bought an electric car, if you bought a Tesla and you wanted Autopilot, you had to pay for the Autopilot features that weren't part of the active safety features. So when you ordered a Tesla, if you didn't want Autopilot, you still got the active safety features as standard. So things like, the car will ensure that it stops if it detects a problem up in front. That was all standard. It will try and avoid an accident if needs be using Autopilot hardware. But the actual Autopilot part of the Tesla setup was an option, and you had Autopilot as an option, and then you had advanced Autopilot or self-driving or whatever they were calling it at the time as an added option. But now Autopilot is going to come as a standard feature for less than the prior cost of the option. So the Model 3 Standard Plus used to cost $37,500. plus $3,000 for the Autopilot. Tesla says it's now going to cost $39,500 with Autopilot included. Now that does increase the base model price of Model 3 Standard Plus, as it does for the rest of the Tesla range. And I'm sure some people will have some criticisms there. I know personally, I'm a little frustrated that Tesla is continually changing its prices and increasing those. But it does mean that now you don't have to kind of think about it. It also means that those who buy a Tesla don't have to kind of sit there and think, well, should I get Autopilot? Should I not get Autopilot? It just comes as standard. Now, what isn't clear here, and I'm sure it will become clear in the next couple of days, and I'm sure that Elon Musk's already engaging on Twitter with this. Now, bear in mind, I'm sitting in an airport. I can't read Twitter and stream and do all of this on a small laptop screen, so you'll have to forgive me if I don't have all of the information. That the advanced Autopilot, I don't know if that is included and bundled in or not, so when I've looked at that and clarified that, I will let you know. It's the reason why Tesla has decided to do this, the reason why Elon Musk has decided to push this is because they're saying that Tesla data strongly indicates that the chance of an accident is much reduced when Autopilot is enabled. We already know this. Autopilot also improves the driving experience, especially in heavy traffic. Although, as someone commented to me the other day, there is at least one country in the world where Autopilot wouldn't work right now, and that is in India. Having experienced Indian traffic for the last week, I can tell you without a shadow of doubt, the lack of lane discipline in most Indian cities and on most Indian roads, and the way that people drive in India kind of makes Autopilot almost null and void right now. And to be honest, if Elon Musk and Tesla wanted to have a field test to prove just how good Autopilot was, they would do a demonstration in India. So those are the two big pieces of news here. We've got the inclusion of Autopilot standard. We've also got the lease, but there are a few other things as well. I'm just checking that I've got it right, because obviously this news will be very important. Okay, as I predicted a couple of months ago, actually, Tesla is making the standard, Tesla Model 3 standard, will not be a separate battery pack. It will be the Standard Plus with software limitation. We've seen this happen before. Tesla's done it with Model S in the past. And so that does also open up the option in the future for people with a standard Tesla Model 3 standard range to pay an upgrade fee to unlock the extra range in the future. Tesla says that the standard range for the Tesla Model 3 standard, that's the one that was $35,000, will be limited by 10% compared to the standard range plus, and several features will be favored but via software, including our onboard music streaming service, navigation with live traffic visualization, and heated seats. So these vehicles will come with the heated seats as standard. They'll come with all of the features that the standard range plus has, but they'll just be switched off. And in order, if you want to activate them, you will have to pay an upgrade fee. And that is, again, very good for Tesla because it simplifies the production process, it simplifies the ordering process for customers, and it means that people are not getting into the position where they order one car and then they regret it and they find they have to upgrade. If they order a standard range Tesla, they're essentially getting a standard range plus with some features software disabled, and so they get added after the fact. You can do that with a software update. So that is a very kind of quick 10,000 foot view of the changes that Tesla's just announced. Obviously, these changes are happening all the time. I'm covering it here on Transport Evolved right now because I happen to be sitting in an airport lounge. I happened to see the tweet and I jumped on it because that's, what we try and do as much as possible. I have been awake for way too long. I've still got a 13-hour flight back to LA and then another 3-hour flight back to Portland. I arrive in Portland this evening, Friday evening for me, which is tomorrow if you're watching this in America. There will not be a TEN this weekend, a Transport Evolved News Roundup show, as I'm sure you can appreciate, we've been traveling more than halfway around the world and we haven't had our studio. We haven't been able to do a lot of the stuff. I have got my green screen here. I haven't been able to use it because we haven't found anywhere to actually use the green screen and film it. And obviously now everything is in the hold of the planes. We can't film in an airport, certainly not in Hong Kong. So there won't be a 10 roundup show this week, but we will be back next week as normal with news and content and reviews. We hope to have a normal TEN roundup show next week. And of course, we'll touch on this announcement and all the other news that's happened between now and then, and also all the big stories that have happened this week. It's been kind of quiet this week, but there have been a few stories that we'll touch base on and fill you in on when I am back in the studio on Monday. And obviously, thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for sharing the work. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, which I know that you all will. You will note that chat is disabled on this video. It's not because I don't necessarily want to engage with people in the chat. It's just that when I'm doing a live stream in an airport, I don't really want to be distracted making this video. I wanted to just blat through these updates as quickly as possible because I know on the main channel people don't really like the live stream with the chat. So this is a non-live stream, but it's me just going through the facts. So I hope you understand if you're going anywhere live chat. Erin has been busy working on some brand new t-shirts. There's a new Tesla t-shirt on the way. I'm not going to tell you any more than that, but keep your eyes peeled. If you want to buy one of the evolved t-shirts that are now in our short store, please go to our Teespring shop and buy one. It really does help us. And obviously with all the things that we're doing in the next couple of days, the next couple of months, or into UK Fully Charged Live, we're doing a couple of other events too. It really does help having some extra money in the coffers. If you want to support us when we're out on the road and you want to buy us a coffee, you can do that through Ko-fi. The link I will put in the description below. So whoever bought me that, thank you very much. People have been donating to Ko-fi. Brandon here has had a Ko-fi too. He is just as tired as I am. Brandon has been a fantastic cameraman this week. He got to, to experience India too. He had lots of curries. We had a good time. It was really, really hot. You'll get to see the fruits of our labour in the next couple of weeks. And now this video has ended. Why not go and watch the vehicle to grid video that we made a couple of weeks ago when we were in Southern California, a guest of Honda at headquarters, talking about vehicle to grid and Honda's vision for the future. And I learned some very interesting things, such as vehicle to grid technology is actually good for your car's battery pack, not bad. So do check that video out. It was recorded with some help from another dear friend of mine. So I hope you enjoy it. That's it. Enjoy your weekend. I will try and put another video up tomorrow. I'm not going to promise, but there will be a video on Sunday, so you might get 2 days off. Until then, I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield. Keep evolving.